guys, good morning. My name is Maia. I'm from Brazil, and I'll be taking over Au Pair in America's Instagram today. I arrived here in August last year, and I take care of two kids, a 9-year-old boy and a 12-year-old girl. I'm going to try to show you a little bit of the routine now that we're quarantined, because it's obviously a little bit different. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you later. So to make things a little easier, because Au Pair in America's Instagram gets questions all the time, I'm going to put a little question box here, so if you have anything that you want to ask me, you can just put it in the box, and then it's easier for me to answer you guys. So part of the work routine is waking them up. Today they woke themselves up, and they're both taking showers, so that's great. And give them breakfast, so that's the next step. Okay, so for some reason I can't answer the question directly, so I'll just say your name and answer the question. So Charlie asked where I am. I'm in the state of Virginia. I'm not going to say exactly where for security purposes, but I'm in Virginia. Marcela from Brazil talked about my English. Thank you. I was actually a translator and a teacher in Brazil, so that definitely helps with the pronunciation and stuff like that. And Netflix. Lots of Netflix. Natalie, I think that's how you say it. She asked, how is it finding friends here? And especially au pairs, it's pretty easy because you meet a lot of them in training, and Au Pair in America makes sure to put you in a room with people that are going to live close to you, so that definitely helped. One of my best friends lives 5 minutes from me, and we shared a room in the hotel, so that's great. And as to making friends that are not au pairs, if you take classes in a university, that's a good way to make friends. And even your host parents, they can introduce you to people from the family or close family that can introduce you to other people, and that's another way to make friends. And also just going out, going to restaurants, going to clubs. Right now we obviously can't do that, but when life is normal, that's also a good way to meet people. Abby would like to know how long the process takes until you actually get to America, and that will actually depend on you, because you close with the agency, and then you're online in their website, in the Au Pair in America website, and then you start talking to families. So it's really up to you how long it's going to take for you to find a family that you feel comfortable with and that you think would be a good match. I have friends who've matched in a week. I matched in about 2 months, and I have friends who were online for 6 months before matching. So you have up to 18 months to do that. You have a lot of time, so you don't have to rush, but it really depends on the person. How long is it going to take? It's not a set time. So you asked about my routine day to day. When we're not on quarantine, I work from 7 to 9 in the morning, getting the kids ready for school, giving them breakfast, getting everything in the backpacks, and then driving them to school. And then I'm off from 9 till 2:30 when the oldest comes back from school, and then I'm just driving them to activities that they have throughout the day, and that's pretty much my day-to-day. Now in quarantine, I work from 9 till 4 or 5, and in the morning it's school time, so they get homework from school, and I help them and make sure that they're doing it and stuff like that. And in the afternoon we try to do something outside, or paint, or do something productive that doesn't involve a computer or an iPad. And after 4 or 5, they're free to watch a show or play a game or whatever, and they can be on their own. So, and I also give them lunch, obviously. So I'm responsible for breakfast and lunch, and the parents are taking care of dinner now that we're in quarantine. Sometimes I have dinner with them, sometimes I'll order something out, depends on the day, but I don't have to make dinner anymore. When I was working normally, I would make dinner, but because of the quarantine, they get off work around 5 or 6, so they're able to make dinner, and everybody eats together, so it's a nice family time for them. But yeah, that's pretty much my routine right now. Maddie asked if I have to drive the children, and yes, I do. I have to drive them a lot. They have a lot of extra activities after school, and they're all in different places, so most of the job is actually driving the children. So another big part of being an au pair is laundry. They use up a lot of clothes. They wash a lot of clothes too. And they're kids, so they get dirtier than, adults. So I usually do laundry twice a week. week. I usually do it Tuesdays and Thursdays, and today's laundry day. So for lunch today, the kids wanted a turkey melt, which is just bread, turkey, mayonnaise, and melted cheese. And that's what they're having with an apple. And that's also what I'm having for lunch. Martina asked how do we get paid, and you can get paid in cash or in transfer. They can transfer you the money. When you get here, your host parents usually take you to get a bank account set up. So that's the easier way, but you can also get paid in cash. So a lot of you guys asked to see my room, so I'm going to show my room. And this is my bed. There's a window over there. Those are blackout curtains. I have 2 closets and a dresser, which, is great because everything fits, but it's bad because it fits a lot more than I brought, so it makes me buy stuff that I shouldn't be buying. But I really like my room. I have a bathroom right next to it, and it's all mine. I don't share my bathroom with anyone, which is great. And I live in the basement, and everybody sleeps in the 3rd floor, so I don't usually have any problems with noise or anything like that. So I have a lot of privacy, and I like it a lot. Hi guys, good morning. So I've got a few questions overnight, and I'm going to try to get through them this morning. And if you guys have more questions, I'm going to put another little box here because that one's going to go away. Vicky asked, how old am I? I'm 25. I'm going to be 26 in July. And she asked about taxes, if au pairs pay taxes. Yes, we do. We have to pay taxes. And you're going to have a lot of information about that in training when you become an au pair. So if you're thinking about it, don't worry, because they're going to explain everything to you. They'll send you an email explaining it more when it comes to the point of you paying it. And it's pretty easy. It's nothing like from another world, so don't worry about it. It's pretty cool. Leah asked how much contact I had with my host family before matching and after. We had 3 Skypes before I matched with them. One was just the kids, one was the kids and the parents, and the 3rd one was just the mom. And after that, we emailed like once a week. They would like tell me what they were up to, and I would tell them what I was up to. Because I matched in April and I only came here in August, so it was a long time. So we try to keep up through email and stuff like that. A lot of you are asking about my English and how did it happen. I don't know. I went to CCAA. It's an English school in Brazil. I studied there for 5 years. And then that was it. I do watch a lot of Netflix, and when I was younger, I liked to watch scenes for my favorite movies or shows and like repeat it until I sounded like that. So I'm kind of crazy, but it definitely helped. And listening to songs while reading the lyrics also helps. There are a lot of little tricks that you can do to get the accent better, I guess. And those are the ones that I did. Okay, so about tips for the interview process. The first thing I'm going to tell you guys is try to write down everything that you want to ask the family before you even Skype with them, because during the matching process, you can see the family's profile before setting up an interview. They're going to show in your page, you can see how many kids they have, you can see where they live, and from that, in the letter that they put up, you can start coming up with some questions that you want to ask them. I would make sure to ask everything you want to know, and for that to happen, I would definitely recommend writing it down, because we get nervous and we forget. At least I did. I forgot a bunch of stuff, and then I would email them and say like, oh, hey, I forgot to ask this and this and that. So if you can write it down, it's easier for you to remember everything. And as for the questions, that's really personal, because it's going to depend a lot on what you want and what your priorities are, I have some of my friends whose priorities were, I want to travel every weekend and I want them to be okay with that. Or I would like to have a car, or I would like to not share a bathroom. You need to figure out what your priorities are, because that makes it easier for you to come up with the questions that you want to ask them. I would definitely always ask about your schedule, always ask about what they expect of you, how they expect you to deal with the children, what kind of disciplinary measures they use and stuff like that, so you can kind of prepare to work with them as they're used to. What else? I would also always recommend that you talk to previous au pairs because they will have the whole experience, and they'll be able to tell you more about the family, some details, stuff like that. So before I matched with my family, I talked to all the au pairs, and it was amazing. It was really great. They were very helpful, and it just kind of confirmed my decision. It's always nice to know that the impression that you have of the family is true, and that someone else had it, and they were here, and everything was fine. So always talk to the previous au pairs. And I think that's it. Of course, there are a lot more questions that you can ask, but like I said, this is going to be very personal, and it's going to change from person to person. So Natalie asked, what's my relationship to my host parents? And I think we have a pretty good relationship. They're pretty chill people. Whenever I need help disciplining the kids, I can always text them or call them, and they're always there to help. They try to make sure that I feel comfortable and that I have whatever foods I need. They always let me do whatever it is that I want. Even now in quarantine, they give me a lot of freedom. I can take the car whenever to go to a drive-thru or something, or just drive around. I can go exercise with my friend as long as we keep the 6 feet. And they're trying to make my hours less harsh and not overwork me, because they know that this is a difficult time for everyone. So they're being pretty understanding on that. So they're pretty nice, and I really like them. Hey guys, good morning. So I've gotten a little more questions overnight. I will be trying to answer it today. And if you guys have any more questions, I'm going to put another one. And this is my last day of the takeover, so if you have any doubts or questions, please let me know. So one of the girls asked about the au pair interview, and that's just a part of the selection process through the agency. If you guys want to know more about that, you can ask Au Pair in America directly. But basically, there are a lot of steps for you to become an au pair. You have a personal interview, you have an English test, and among other things. They're going to ask about your childcare experience. Why do you want to do this? Why do you choose this program? And stuff like that. But if you guys want to know in depth, So one of the girls asked, how did I settle in the first few days? And I think that's very personal too, but to me it wasn't hard. I really liked my room. My bed was really comfy. They gave me privacy the first few days. They were really nice about that, for me to settle in and get used to everything. So it took no time for me to feel like this little room is my place. So I don't know. It was pretty easy to me. Okay, so one of you asked if the first days were awkward because I didn't know what to do. It's always a little bit awkward because you're in a new place. You don't really know your family or the kids. But they were very nice, and they were very welcoming, and they would invite me to dinner, and we would talk. The kids would invite me to play, so it was nice. The first days were really nice. And Emily asked, how do I find being an older au pair? I don't really see a difference. Most of my friends are my age, so it's fine. And the friends that are younger are very mature because they've been working for a while. So I don't really feel a gap or a difference, really. And really, I'm 12, so that helps. But I didn't really feel any kind of difference or any kind of, shockingly stuff. It's pretty normal, Okay, so someone asked how to politely ask during the Skype call what the host family's political views are. And I think you should feel comfortable with just asking directly. I mean, if it's important to you and if it's something that matters, you should just ask them. But if you don't feel comfortable directly asking, I would bring up our situation now and ask them how are they feeling about it, and how are they feeling about the measures that are being taken by the country and the president. And I think that by that answer, you can kind of tell which side they lean to. But that's my personal opinion. I don't know. Okay, so 2 people asked me about homesickness, and I think it's a part of it. I don't really know anyone who hasn't felt any of it. But I also think it depends on the person, if you're going to feel a lot of it, if you're going to feel a little bit. But I can pretty much guarantee that you're going to feel a little of it at some point, at least. I did feel a lot more now that we're quarantined than when we were living life normally. Because when you have stuff to do and you have your day filled out, it's harder to miss people so much. But now that our days are a lot slower and we have a lot less stuff to do, it's more common for me to be thinking about my friends and my family and being like, oh, I wish they were here, or I wish I was there. But I think that having calls helps a lot, and seeing them even through a screen helps a lot, and just maintaining that contact. Hey guys, so this is officially the last day of my takeover here in the Au Pair in America's Instagram. I really appreciate you guys sending so many questions and being so nice to me. Thank you so much. And if you guys ever have any questions or any doubts, or you just want to talk to someone, I'm always open for that. I'm going to leave my Instagram here again. And it was a pleasure. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And I hope you have a great rest of quarantine, and that our years get better from here and we can all enjoy it together. Bye, guys.